Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Chiang Hock Woon, Deputy Chief Executive Officer for Sport Singapore. Sport Singapore is a statutory board responsible for sport and physical activity in Singapore. I'm indeed very honored to be invited to this conference, the 2021 Postech Global Sport AIX conference. And the aim of my address today is really to share with all of you here Sport Singapore Vision 2030. I'll be covering the following areas: how Vision 2030 came about, how we are aligned to the whole of government digital to the core framework, and how we leverage on technology in our high performance sport, and how we innovate sport participation at a community level, and lastly, how we need to partner with key stakeholders and strategic partners to achieve success. I hope at the end of this presentation, you will get a sense of how we go about doing it from the whole of government all the way down to the community and provide you with that holistic view. While it's not perfect, it is our journey and we will very much like you to be part of our journey. So our journey started way in 1965 when Singapore gained independence. And fast forward, sometime in 2000, we start to ask the question, what is the value of sport? More fundamentally, we ask the question, how can we better serve Singaporeans and Singapore through sport? It is in this context that we did a review and came to the answer that sport has to be a strategy. It has to be a means to achieve our national interests, to help our citizens achieve a better and more aspirational way of life. As a result of this revision, Vision 2030 was born. In essence, we envisage a Singapore where individuals and communities are strengthened through a lifetime of sporting experiences. We think sport can become a journey and a celebration for our people, uniting the country and inspiring the spirit of Singapore. 4 strategic themes underscore Vision 2030. The first one is about future ready through sport. Given the uncertainties in today's climate, it is very important that we bring in our youth and every segment of our population the kind of values and character that enable them to be able to ride different challenges and be ready for the future. We also see sport as something that is without boundaries. Sport is able to reach out to different people with different abilities. It does not discriminate and it should not discriminate. Singapore being a diverse country, sport as a national language holds a very special place, bridging different ethnicity, different races and religion, bringing everyone together to share a common experience. Finally, we need to be able to organize ourselves within the government, outside of the government, and with the people in order that the Vision 2030 aspirations can be met. At the end of the day, we are very clear that at the end, sport must enable every Singaporean, every resident in Singapore to live better. I'm now going to share with you a video. It's a rather long video, but I think it is important because it captures the very essence of what we believe sport can deliver to improve the life of everyone. Enjoy.
The power of these athletes and the intergenerational bond will inspire the nation.
He's done it! Can you believe it? Nur Saida Alim of Singapore takes the gold medal and the world title of 2019.
Congratulations, Singapore. You have an Olympic champion in Joseph Schooling.
Everyone, alright? I don't want to see you. Satish unified. Yes, yes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly do. Every time I watch the video, it really tugs on my heart, right? So, so coming back to this Vision 2030, Sports SG, we have mapped out our roadmap, towards this vision. And the key focal areas of our roadmap are reflected in this slide. We are giving emphasis on children and youth and families, athletes, coaches, and our sport association, to see how we can optimize our high performance sport, and better govern the integrity of sport as well. We are also focusing on vulnerable persons with different abilities under our community of care effort, working adult, developing a playbook for corporate to help working adult move away from a sedentary lifestyle towards something more active. Seniors, working with sport industry to capitalize an ecosystem that enables sport business development. And a marketplace where ideas and innovation can happen. Rethinking about how existing sport infrastructure can be redesigned, reimagined to bring about a more vibrant sporting culture in Singapore. And finally, how technology can be leveraged to help us achieve the desired outcome under this vision. Since this conference is really about technology, I would like to share that in Sports Singapore, the way we envisage how technology and innovation work, we take reference from the whole of government, and in this case, our digital government blueprint. Digital government blueprint, or what we call digital to the core government, essentially is a key component as part of our Smart Nation initiative. And in this key component here is really to look at the government as a whole and ask questions, that what we need to do in order to achieve this. At the center of a digital government, it's about thinking about our processes and our policy with digital at the center, but to serve with a heart. So this idea, digital to the core, basically raises important questions that needs answers. Question around how do we integrate services and wrap them around citizen and business needs? How do we strengthen and close the integration between policies, operations, and technology? And to build common digital platforms, data platforms that is reliable, resilient, and secure. And together, how do we raise our digital capability in Singapore to pursue the innovation that we seek? To co-create with citizens, how do we do that? To co-create with businesses, how do we do that insofar as adoption of technology is concerned? So there are many questions under this blueprint, and they have to be answered. And it is in this light that Sports Singapore take alignment in the way we think about our digital strategies. So in this slide here, I will just briefly outline the key areas that underpin Sports Singapore digital strategy. As a vision, we are really looking at leveraging on technology to enhance the way we deliver the user experience, in this case, focusing centrally on sporting experiences. How do we go about building networks within the community and improve the overall efficiency, productivity, and therefore we're delivering results and impact that's relevant to Singapore and Singaporeans. And the impact we hope to achieve is to be able to meet citizens' needs better through technology, contribute as an entity, as an agency to the whole of government, in seeking to enhance citizen engagement with the whole of government outcomes through strong evidence-based planning and design capability. And in that regard, Sports SG focuses on core businesses in 3 areas. First is the way we look at our policy development. How do we leverage on insights and data and research to inform us of our policy formulation? How do we think about our existing service delivery to bring it to the next level through our smart sports centers, through our citizen-centric digital platforms? And how do we leverage on technology to deliver an effective high-performance sports system? And within Sports Singapore, how do we leverage on technology to transform our very own workplace as a starting point? We know for sure the key enablers is centered around people, partners, centered around how we rethink about the bureaucracy of our time to make it relevant, change processes if we have to. At the end, how do we manage the data and the technology on hand to translate those data insights into useful insights, right? To make technology productive and useful for our purposes. So now let's talk about our high-performance sport vision. So in Sports Singapore, we endeavor to be fully behind every Team Singapore athlete to support them on their journey of sporting excellence. And our high-performance system is all aimed and centered on developing an athlete-centric environment that allows each athlete to fulfill their sporting aspirations, inspiring the Singapore spirit, and uniting the nations. So this slide here underscores the principles behind our high-performance sports system. Looking at the way we need to prioritize sport based on performance and track record, professionalize the sport ecosystem, maximize the potential through high-performance pipeline, a robust pipeline and pathway, and how do we integrate resources, working with partners, and have innovative solutions through technology to deliver that. And the human spirit behind the whole high-performance sports endeavor, is very important. How do we inspire our athlete to inspire the rest of the nation, who in turn will inspire athletes to want to perform their best at a world stage. In this regard, we have taken on and adapted the SPLIS model. In essence, the SPLIS model is a holistic model in our view that looks at different pillars as shown on the slide here, starting from the community all the way to the high performance and elite level. In all, we have identified up to 9 important pillars that we need to focus on in order for us to deliver this high performance system framework. And the different pillars are shown on the slide here. So coming down, using the SPLIS model as a guiding framework, we then derive and design different sport technology framework for athletes and coaches, for the executive and sport administrators, as well as for the fans and parents. Okay, so those boxes indicated in the slides here are the areas of focus where we try and attempt to design technology in these spaces to bring about the necessary effects. So for athletes and coaches, our emphasis is really about the activity and performance in the daily training environment for the athlete, to make that the best it can possibly be using technology. Okay, and how do we support our executive and sport administrators to identify talent, recruit them, build a pathway, organize the whole sport ecosystem. And not forgetting the fans, how then do we embrace technology, right, to enrich the sporting experience and engagement. So an example of the innovation that we deploy in terms of high performance is the computer vision, as shown in this slide here. And in this case, this particular case, use case is about swimming. Okay, through AI and machine learning, we are able to distill how athletes perform in the pool into bite-sized insights that are useful for the athlete, for the coaches, and also for our sports scientists to work on. Okay. So at the community level, a lot of our work is couched under the Smart Sports Centers project, and the idea is really to think about a future sports center that need to work towards becoming smarter and technology enabled. Okay. So the slide here and some of the pictures here is to give you a sense of what we are looking at, right? In the pool, right? How do we rethink about pools? Okay, in this case, a few years ago, we started to work with partners to build a computer vision drowning detection system, and it has proven to be very useful. As you know, Singapore, we have an aging population, and indeed, from time to time, we do have people, having cardiac attack during the pool, and this system has helped us to detect them, and so that we could do the necessary to save lives. Right? And when we look at the sports center as a whole, we want to be able to look at it from the productivity point of view and efficiency, as well as sustainable, to rethink about the usage of utilities and energies, to rethink about how our smart sport operations can be more enduring to the participants and the users of our facilities. Right? And also think about smart programming, how technology can improve and change and transform the way we typically understand and deliver programs. Right? We have labs, Active Health Lab, that is technology enabled to be able to help the users to quantify their own health and performance data at a community level. Right? Something that we borrowed from the high performance space and translate that to the community space. And we believe this is important because knowing the numbers is going to be very useful, not just about personal and individual wellness and performance, but also about larger literacy level at a community. We hope to be able to raise the literacy level, sport literacy level at a community, and we think by doing that, we will add a lot of robustness to our pathway towards the elite athlete performance and elite athlete space pipeline. And finally, I mentioned about industry development and partnering with strategic partners for success. This, I cannot emphasize, is very important. Partnering with Google, GSIC, and it has really been a fantastic journey for us. And at the core of it is to be able to leverage on each other's strength to bring it on the table. And in this case, in Singapore, we hope to be able to do that, to promote our local companies, to bring about a more vibrant sport industry that embraces state-of-the-art technology. And so we just started the launch with GSIC just this year, and it's really the first step towards something that we hope will mature over time, and at the end, the benefit definitely, we believe, will serve towards meeting the aspiration of Vision 2030. So I've come to the end of my presentation. If I may summarize, we started off with a journey asking some fundamental question: what sport can do and what sport should be for Singaporeans and Singapore as a whole. And with Vision 2030, we start to roadmap all the important focal areas that we need to work on. And a key piece of it is definitely technology. It's definitely technology. How technology help our high performance system will help to create a more conducive and effective athlete training environment. How technology is then translated to the community level that not only enhances sporting experiences but also strengthen and make our pipeline more robust. And finally, how working with industry that we think is so important to bring about a robust, a vibrant sport industry that can serve to enhance the deliverables and support the Vision 2030. So together, we think that this is so far the strategy we think is something that will work for us, and we're more than happy to be able to share with all of you here, and definitely hope to collaborate with you in the future. Thank you.